there is no one trainer who's for everyone. My style of training is much more working out with your best friend, but you're going to listen to your best friend and you're going to finish the sets and reps.
Get comfortable with who you are, and the haters are your fans. I always say it. You know, it's a good thing.
Sharing thoughts and feelings, that's actually that's one of the reasons, especially for me, that I say movement is so important, because it is a release.
Minimal or incremental goals, or how do you like make sure they feel motivated and not discouraged? What's up, everybody? Simon here on the Ideal Hour. Today I have Jenna Willis on the podcast. Jenna is a celebrity fitness trainer. She has worked with clients including Camila Cabello, Liza Koshy, Lala Kent, who my wife knows for some reason. She's mentioned that name. She has, and I think we've seen her like ex-boyfriend in Miami or something, or husband, I don't know. Anyway, and because she was like, that's her. I was like, oh, who is that? But it's just popular, I know. She has over 100,000 Instagram followers. She also has a YouTube channel, Jenna Willis Fitness. We're going to talk about some fun stuff. She also has an online community, or you're part of an online community called Don't Sweat It Alone. Is that correct, Jenna?
Yeah, it is my online community.
Your online community. I love that. And we're going to talk to her about health. Thank you so much for coming on. And I think it'll be fun, and hopefully you'll enjoy it.
Yeah. Right. You know, it's Liza Koshy.
I apologize, Liza.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah.
No, yeah. I want to correct it. It's Liza. Yeah. And Liza, don't kill me if you ever hear this. I meant no disrespect. I am the worst at pronouncing names, including my own. It's the weirdest thing. I think it's a dyslexia, okay, Jenna? We don't have to.
All right, it's all right. I actually have dyslexia myself, so you're in good company.
We're in good company. Good.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about this. So, celebrity fitness trainer. Obviously, celebrities got to look good. I was just at the Grammys. A lot of them looked great. What's the secret to landing a celebrity client? I think that's my first question. Like, what are you doing that's working?
I think a lot of it is kind of Forrest Gumping your way in. And, you know, a lot of people say, you know, when preparation meets hard work, right? And that's when you find success. For me, I personally was fortunate to have a background in acting, and also I was partially on a reality show called Vanderpump Rules.
I watched that show.
Okay, cool. Well, that's how you know Lala Kent, or then your wife does.
Jenna, I must admit, she forces me to watch these shows. Sometimes I'm into them, however. I'm not going to go and tell the guys out there that are listening that I'm not paying attention. It wouldn't be true.
Yeah. So as soon as I got certified as a trainer, a lot of my friends who happen to be on different shows, whether it's in the reality space or the scripted space, got very excited and wanted to start working out with me. Some are by happenstance, right? Like right party, right time. I had a crop top on and Liza saw me and she said, I want to, you know, how do I get those? And I said, well, I can help you. So it's a little bit of everything. I guess you could say the perfect storm.
What kind of got you into fitness? Like, were you always fit when you were growing up? Were you, you know, battling weight? What got you into fitness? Because it's a mindset, and I think it's something that I admire. So I want to know more.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, the short answer is it's always been a part of my life.
Okay.
I was a gymnast growing up, and then I was actually the tiniest Division I volleyball player in the nation, which I wasn't even anticipating on playing.
Okay.
And but I think we can all say this. We look back on our journey and a lot of things make sense, but when we're in it, the fuck is going on? You know, you're literally like, what is happening right now?
Why am I doing this?
And I think when I look back, fitness was an outlet for all of my anxiety until 2017, when I became certified as a trainer by happenstance to some degree, that I realized, no, it's a lifestyle And I'd been living it for a very long time, not realizing how important it was to day-to-day living. Yeah.
What do you like? Obviously, you got to look the part. So how often do you work out?
Oh gosh, 20 times a week. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, no, listen, I believe everything you tell me. This is dangerous.
I do 5 times a week in the gym or gym-esque. Truthfully, yes, most of the times morning. I am a morning worker outer. But if I can't and I'm stacked with clients or work, I will make time for it at any time in the day. And I basically then the 6th day is somewhat of an active recovery. So whether it's a hike or some sort of yoga movement, and then I think 1 day of rest is very important.
Okay, I respect that. And if you miss a workout, are you mad at yourself, or how do you hold yourself accountable? Atomic Habits, I noticed, is in the background. So, little increments.
It's a great book.
It is.
I definitely don't feel as good, but as I tell my clients, life happens and all you can do is show up and do your best.
I agree with that. And what are some of the challenges to not encouraging, but making sure your clients are following that kind of protocol to see activity? Because everybody nowadays is on that Ozempic better feeling, and I'm not for that. I'm not against it either. Your body's your body, but putting in work and really having a firm body is something really nice, I think, for anybody. How do you make sure they continue the journey?
I think through the years I've accepted you can only do so much. And everyone needs that internal drive. And I think the way to get the strongest internal drive for my clients, whether it's in person or online, it's figuring out the why behind you want this. And it's not just about the body. There's so many other reasons that support wanting to live a healthier lifestyle. Well, that isn't working out 6 days a week. Sometimes it's 3 times a week. Sometimes it's just getting in 20 minutes of movement a day.
I agree. And thank you for mentioning that. The mental part of it, I think, is such a big, I thought about the body, but the mental part is
it's
you're
huge.
just a better person, I think, when you work out.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So on Vanderpump Rules, you were on the show, and I'm kind of skipping these questions. I'm going to apologize to the
You're like,
shade.
I'm throwing this paper away.
Well, stuff is coming to my mind. I don't know if this is a good thing, but sometimes it works out. On there, what did you do? One time I ran up to Lisa Vanderpump, right? Is her name? Is that right? And we were in LA, and my wife at that time wanted a picture, and I was like, go. And we stalked her, or not stalked her, but stopped her, and her husband was looking at us like, who the hell are these people? And she got a photo. But how was that show? What did you do on that show? Do you miss being on TV? Are you still on TV? I'm sorry, I don't know. But you could tell us.
At the time, it was 2015. I was actually on a scripted show, and I was also on Vanderpump. So I had been pursuing, your very, I hate to say typical LA person, but, I was pursuing the dream of acting and waiting tables on the side. The restaurant, And I was working in one of Lisa's restaurants. It's called Villa Blanca. So Lisa had a Sir at the time in Villa Blanca, and I was one of the servers at Villa Blanca, and they started filming the show, and all of my best friends are on the show. So you end up being kind of a sub character, and involved in the series and filming and all this stuff. But in 2015, you weren't an actor and a reality star. It was not something that people did at that time. It was like you picked one or the other.
And I'm sure they were afraid to jump back and forth. Like it was.
Of course. I really dove into the acting at that point in my career.
Very cool. And do you miss being on that show?
I do sometimes. Yeah. I mean, I definitely do. There's parts of it that I miss. I'm still close with a lot of the cast.
Is that restaurant still open? I don't remember.
Villa Blanca is no longer open. Sir is, and Tom is.
I see. I ate at the Villa Blanca one. That was a nice place.
Yeah.
I love that Beverly Hills area.
I was your server.
You know what? You look familiar, and
Is he all coming back now?
hey, hopefully I tipped well. This is gonna be bad. I tend to listen. My rule of tip, and I know how tough that job is because I've done all types of jobs myself. Trust me. If it's great service, you got to tip well. That's it. And if it's bad service, I don't. I don't tip that well. I'm probably, people are gonna make fun of me for that, but that's how I see it. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to it. So you went from Villa Blanca, you went from pursuing an acting career, which is so difficult, and then you got into celebrity fitness, and then you're now training Liza and Camila. And are you finding these clients on Instagram, or is it just word of mouth nowadays for you because you got so big?
Have actually slid into my DMs. Yes, they have. We have a history together, and then they refer a friend, and some have literally just been by being at a party.
At a party. And how are those Los Angeles parties nowadays?
I haven't been to as many, I'm not gonna lie. I really haven't. I think COVID I think for all of us, and a lot of us went through transitions and change.
Some good change, hopefully.
Yeah.
When you train a celebrity, and I'll just stick to celebrity at this point before we get into the physical stuff because that's more fun. But when you train a celebrity, is there like a non-disclosure? Do you have to like not name drop? And are they more subconscious than other individuals that you train?
Clients that I've trained that I've never mentioned signed an NDA, but it was more of just like an acknowledgement of, they're very private and that's what it is. And then there's other clients who are fine posting on social media and sharing. And it's kind of, you find that like just how you find work-life balance, you find that relationship balance as well.
Are you currently dating? Married? You are dating?
I'm dating. I'm single. Yeah.
You're single or not single?
I'm single. Why? You're gonna hook. You got a special guest.
I did right before you. I did have a person come in. He's a professional boxer, but he may be a little older.
All right.
No, I'm just surprised. You're a beautiful woman, and you got good energy. So all the people out there, now you're gonna get more DM slides or whatever.
Come on in. I'm very single. I'm willing to meet someone. Just kidding.
Ready to mingle. Okay, I got it. And so when do you have to like if it and the reason I ask is I've interviewed some higher profile people or like people that have a big following that have a brand, I would say, right? They build up a personal brand is the best way to put it. And they're cautious of how they look or how they look on camera or how they sound and so forth. When you're trying to get that celebrity or that individual to do that extra rep and you're kind of encouraging them, I don't know your style of training them, but do you have to walk around eggshells or do you just give it to them and say, hey, you're sweating this out?
Yeah. I think I am who I am and I'm okay with that. And I think that's what maybe partially does draw my clientele in. And I'm not for everyone. There is no one trainer who's for everyone. My style of training is much more working out with your best friend, but you're going to listen to your best friend and you're going to finish the sets and reps. It's a love-hate relationship.
Is it also like, are you part-time therapist at this point
all trainers are to some degree, you know what I mean? It's, when you're pushing limits, you're also, sharing thoughts and feelings. That's actually that's one of the reasons, especially for me, that I say movement is so important because it is a release. It literally allows the body to process a lot of things that we hold on to and we don't even realize we're holding on to.
Definitely agree with that. And not only that, and you get to talk at the same time. So it's like a double win, right?
Yeah. You get a workout too.
You do. And what's your specialty? Are you, do you work out cardio? Is it glutes? Is it butt? What are we sculpting here? Or
I focus on strength, HIIT, and metabolic conditioning. Mm-hmm. My online programs, I offer like two different types. One, like a series of my ongoing HIIT style workouts, all catered to at home. Mm-hmm. So like free weights and resistance band based, mm-hmm. Which I personally even do myself twice a week. And then I also create personalized at home or in gym workout programs as well. And just the same with my one-on-one clients. I create programs catered to my clients' goals and where they are and what they want to have in.
For your online program, if anyone wants to join, they could be anywhere in the world, correct? And if they want to join, what's a typical online course, or like what should they expect from an online course?
It really is pretty incredible. So I offer it's a month-to-month programming. It's a full-on personalized plan that I create for you, and then a full-blown personalized meal plan as well. You get 7 breakfast, 7 lunch, and 7 dinner options every single month, full macro breakdown. Every single week, I check in on you to see how it's going, what's working, what isn't. And then I also, have you heard of Jay Shetty? Do you know who he is?
I have not, but listen, I am so bad with names. I'm a face person. I like to see the face. Like, I'll never forget your face.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But
Jay
please tell me about that person.
An incredible human. And you should definitely look him up afterwards. He's, I would say, one of the biggest inspirational speakers right now. He, was a monk and then kind of transformed and went into this whole other world. And anyway, I recently got certified as a life coach through him. So add in a little. So every week I also add, which I don't think very few, if any, other trainers offer a weekly live check-in that also has that aspect of training, because I really do believe in mind, body, spirit.
I agree. That's incredible. So, yeah. That's incredible that you do that, because not many trainers do that nowadays.
Yeah. And I just think it's such a great way to kind of add that additional. And then obviously every single month you get a whole new workout plan building on the previous plan, plus a whole new meal plan and 24/7 text access to me. It really is pretty beautiful.
So, okay. So this is why you don't have a boyfriend. I'm just telling you right now. This is, you have no time, Jenna, you have no time. You're going to have to they're going to have to sign up to talk to you.
Oh yeah. By the way, slots are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. No. I do have time. Definitely do have time. I think it's about finding the right puzzle piece.
I agree. And you know what? And you're very driven, right? So you want someone that's also driven, and that's very important. And I noticed that in a lot of people I interview and so forth. You started a YouTube channel. I think you started that. What year did you start that?
Wow, you're bringing out my YouTube channel?
I don't know. That's what it says. What's up? I have a YouTube channel. I don't know why I started mine.
Much time and energy onto my own personal YouTube channel. Energy goes into my Instagram page, which is where I put most of my workouts, and then my personal online programs, and then other companies such as I work with Fabletics, TRX, Pop Sugar.
You're getting sponsors coming in and so forth as well, because you're putting out so much content.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, what's the success, for anyone that's there, let's say, whether they're doing makeup or even fitness, what's the key to success for Instagram? Because that's becoming such a big way to build your personal brand, which is what you've done great at.
Wow. I feel like if I actually knew that, I would.
You know what? Being honest is good.
I don't think anyone fully has that answer. The algorithms are forever changing. Networking is always evolving. The best advice I could give is don't give up. And be you. Because even I find myself in this hamster wheel of, what are people doing? What's working, right? And we're all trying to chase this trend of whatever it is, right? Magical unicorn. I just thought of the Squatty Potty for
sponsor coming in.
The Squatty Potty.
Yeah.
But I think if you continue to be your authentic self and are able to put your personality into anything that you're doing, that's what shines through. And people see that, whether you have 5 followers, whether you have 5,000 or 500,000.
I agree. I think you got to also enjoy what you do. And it sounds like you do. And, What so you mentioned you started promoting on there and it's led to some obviously TRX. By the way, I had a crazy story. I was doing a TRX at a gym. I hung it myself and
no.
the door didn't close as well while it was hung and I flew. And I think, but I didn't give up. I used TRX again. What a great workout, especially for the abs. If you're like doing with your
Great piece of equipment. The rollout, it's amazing.
Oh yeah. But what what advice would you give to someone that would want to bring on a brand to get sponsored by a brand? Is it always rewarding, or is it kind of like you just try it out until you get the right fit for you and the brand? Do you reach out to them? Do they reach out to you? What would you recommend?
I think it could go either way. I think if there's a product that you do wholeheartedly believe in, there's nothing wrong with reaching out to the brand and letting them know that you're a fan. There's such mixed reviews on like, do you tag the brand before you're working with them? Do you not tag the brand? Again, I'm not a pro in that field. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm an emotional human being. So sometimes I'll just go with what I'm feeling in the moment. But I definitely, look, at the end of the day, what do you have to lose? If you're excited about a brand and you want to work with someone, tell them. Like, what does playing cool get? Like, really, at the end of the day.
Same thing with dating. If you like someone, just tell them and let's move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's better for both of us.
Jenna, do you manage your own social media posts, or do you post everything yourself, or do you have a team now doing it?
I do my own posts. I do have editors who help me.
Okay, that's good. Do you ever get like if someone's trying to hire an editor, is there like a learning curve or training where you were like, don't post this, or you didn't do? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How do you get around that? Just trial and error? Or?
Yeah. Back and forth feedback, always positive reinforcement. Yeah.
You know your stuff for business. This is good. Positive reinforcement, etc. This sounds great, Jenna. Good for you. Let me ask you a question. You mentioned earlier that COVID changed a lot of people's lifestyles. It changed a lot of people's lives. And we're in California, which just was not the, freest place to be around, in my opinion, during that time. And I've traveled back and forth between Florida and California and other places.
Yeah.
How do you encourage people during these lifestyle changes to embrace them? I mean, they come to you, and I would imagine they come to you to improve themselves. And how do you encourage that? How do you address something that maybe to them sounds harsh, but to you is so visible? Maybe they don't see it. You know what I mean? Like a change that they need to happen in transformation, whether it's eating or working out or mental.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, what I said earlier is like everyone has their internal voices. Everyone comes in seeing the world through their own lens. And how do you take your rose-colored lens and match it to the lavender? I think is the most important part. And that's when it comes down to like SMART goals. Something that's specific, measurable, attainable, relative, and time-bound. So it doesn't feel so overwhelming. It's like when you're juggling, right? If you have one ball, you're good, right? You throw in two and you're like, all right, I got this. All of a sudden you got three and you're like, oh gosh, I've never done this before. You have four and you're like, what the actual hell is going on, right?
This is getting difficult.
I believe in like not just these complete overhauls where people get overwhelmed and want to give up.
What's the most you've juggled? Because I'm at 3 max.
Yeah. I feel like there's 3 for a reason. And
I tried more. It just didn't work out. It's just too much. What about setting, like when you have a client coming in, do you set minimal or incremental goals, or how do you like make sure they feel motivated and not discouraged? At the same time, it's effective. What you're doing is effective with them. Yeah,
I think it goes back to the whole idea of like, are you taking photos every month? Are we, tracking, your measurements, all that kind of stuff. And some people don't want to do that, which I also completely respect. So again, it goes back to kind of like where the client is and what they want as well. Because some people really genuinely just want to feel good. And I think that's beautiful. You know what I mean? We are all beautiful already, but like, let's make you your best is always kind of my mindset.
I love that. I love that. So you're saying a lot of the clients aren't just trying to look very fit. They're just trying to feel great in some respect.
Yeah.
Understood. Again, going back to atomic habits, small habits lead to big changes.
Totally.
Has that been kind of your direction in life? And has that book, it's up there, has it changed your life or what's
I'm innately such an impatient person. I really struggle with. I'm also human and have a ton of flaws that I'm constantly working on. But I do think it's a great reminder. I also think like being able to take note of like where you actually are and where we've all come from is such a great reminder. But I constantly have to remind myself to be patient and take things one step at a time.
Yeah, that's a difficult thing, even for me. And what's your advice on being patient? I'm curious.
To breathe.
Breathe. Do you do yoga? Do you like calm
No,
down?
I think yoga is phenomenal. I kind of go through ebbs and flows with it. I try to meditate like 5 minutes a day.
Oh wow.
I wake up every morning and I do a little gratitude list and take a few breaths in, welcome in the day.
I like that. Do you have a coffee?
Do I have a coffee?
I have a coffee. I love
I'm a
it.
coffee addict. I am.
Okay.
You know, all you coffee lovers out there,
Yeah.
you're in good company.
Cheers.
Yeah.
That's my breakfast of champions.
Me.
How do you that's a good question. Lately I haven't been trying to eat in the morning, and I have to lose 3 pounds before Saturday. I have a jiu-jitsu tournament, but it's killing me. So I'm trying to starve myself. Do you not eat in the morning until certain time? Like,
Yeah, I'm a big intermittent fasting.
what time's your first meal?
I do 12 to 9. I'm not crazy. I'm not I shouldn't say that. I'm not as intense, I think is a better word. Window. Personally, some people can do it and do 1 meal a day, which I give you so much credit for if you can. Innately, you will lose weight because you're not, if you're doing that 1 meal a day, there's no way that you're going to cram, your full daily intake in 1 meal. You're just not. So I know that's a great, very effective way when people are trying to lose weight. But I think fasting is incredible, even just for hormones as a female. Even if you just do a 12-hour window.
Yeah, I think it works. So we'll see. We'll see by Saturday.
You go back to like hunting and gathering. People weren't eating from sunrise to sunset. They just, or all hours through the day and night. Like we didn't used to do that.
You're right. The food wasn't always available.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, and if you think about even wildlife, it's the same way, right?
100%.
So it's they're hunting. What every trainer, every business person, and every person that you probably see has self-doubt and maybe some negativity. And the way you look, there's probably a lot of it coming in with maybe a client. Yeah. What do you do to switch that mindset? Like as a coach, as a fitness trainer, what are some secrets, or what should somebody self-check themselves, or what could they do to encourage others to not have that type of mindset?
I really love that question from someone who has dealt with it and was picked on in high school. All you can do is control yourself and love yourself for who you are. And something that I had found really helpful was literally looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself I love myself. So powerful. And it's not always easy. It's not. It can be scary. You'll cry, maybe you'll laugh, you'll feel uncomfortable, and then you'll be like, wow, there's the acceptance.
I think you gotta, that's a great point. I think anybody should always understand that, hey, I was gonna say something so silly. Thank God I didn't say it.
No, you gotta say it. You have to say it.
Oh man, there's a joke. No. There's a bad joke. It's gonna get me banned, and it's not good.
Okay. Okay, so no.
But it's not like a bad, okay, I'll say it. I don't care where this goes because there's no advertisers here. You know, the thing was, it's don't knock masturbation because it's sex with someone you love. That's all that came to my mind. But you gotta love yourself.
That bad.
I wasn't that bad. You gotta love yourself, and you gotta when someone's not telling you, I think those positive reassurances you mentioned earlier, and so forth. You gotta love yourself, and I think a lot of people growing up nowadays, especially with the dynamics of families that have changed from past. The families are busy working, or you may grow up without a dad, you may grow up without a mom, and without any parents, and not having a reassurance there. You got to figure out an approach to keep positive and keep loving yourself without the sex component. So I agree with you, and I'm glad that that's a good way to do it.
I'll also say, I'm not cutting you off, am I?
No, absolutely not. I mentioned it. My ears perked up. What are you gonna...
I have two things.
Uh-huh.
They're still talking. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's something that I always remind myself of. Because they're still taking the time and energy out of their day to comment, even if it's angry or mad or tearing you apart. That person is still taking time out of their day, which means you are doing something right.
Absolutely. They're your biggest fans.
Right? Yeah, right. I mean, like that's like a huge thing. And then also reminding yourself that there are very, very, very few people in this world who really know you, truly know you. And that is sacred and that is beautiful. But all these other people, they're only seeing a part of you. And not all of our parts are perfect. And parts of us do make mistakes. So forgive yourself and, try to be as true to yourself as you can be.
Very well said. I totally agree. And another thing is, I think people overthink things sometimes too. And it's a lot harder for a woman than a man. I'll be honest, especially with social media. Women are just, even probably in your post, they may judge you. Oh, this isn't the right form or whatever. What does she know? And it's just ridiculous. With men, I don't have the biggest YouTube following or whatever, but I even get those comments. But as a man, I'm like, oh, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I brush it off. I don't care. And I think as you get older, you start not overthinking things. Do you ever find that to be true? Where you're just kind of, maybe I'm overthinking it. It's not as important.
Just you get more comfortable with who you are.
All right. So that's good. Good advice. Don't overthink it. Get comfortable with who you are. And the haters are your fans. I always say it. It's a good thing.
In the words of T. Swift, the haters going to hate.
They are going to hate. So have you had that one hater that's like just constantly, you had to there was a few. Oh, yeah. The way you shook your head, Jenna, there was a few of those. Do you want to?
My day.
We're not going to call them out because we'll give them attention, but you've had one or two in your past.
Yes, this is very true. All
right. This is not good. We'll deal with them after. We're going to do a private chat. Who were some of your role models in fitness? I mean, when as a man or a young boy or whatever, when I was a young boy, I'm not a young boy anymore. You had Arnold Schwarzenegger and these are kind of the fitness gurus. I'm not that big. What about you?
Really? Jane Fonda. She's the OG and former, she's a crazy talented actress and really, I mean, kind of paved the way in many ways for fitness and women.
I agree. Yeah. Very classy too. What with your career path, would you ever still do a movie if this thing takes off? Are you still hoping to?
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that once you're a performer, it's always a part of you. Which I think is why I love the kind of like the teacher aspect of training so much, and the on-camera aspect, and teaching live workouts and doing it for these other companies. There's so much fulfillment in it for me. So yeah, 100%. I still do voiceovers. I do voiceovers for different video games.
Oh, you're kidding.
No,
Do a
no,
funny voice. Can you do any voice? What's a famous
I
voice?
get a bunch of voices, but different stuff like that. So I still do get to exercise, the craft, and I would totally do a movie or a show at any point if the opportunity arose.
Well, maybe one day. You never know. What's your favorite types of movies? Horror, comedy? Truthfully, I really am all over the place. I would say one of my favorite movies of all time, which is a great example, is American Beauty. That's with Edward Norton, yes or no?
No, Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. Oh,
Unfortunately,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many times have you watched American Beauty? Be honest.
Like 8. Not crazy.
Eight's not crazy. Eight's not crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
you're normal. No, you're not crazy. That's not a lot at all.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good.
Great movie.
All right. That's not bad. You made me now I feel crazy.
Why? What's yours?
I watched The Bodyguard a lot. I don't know why. With
Who was that? Jennifer Lopez, right?
no, that was with Whitney Houston and
Oh my God,
what's his name?
Whitney
Kevin
Houston.
Costner.
Yeah, Kevin.
What
wow.
the hell?
That's
Why did that happen to me?
But I wonder why so many times. You just enjoy it, or is it?
There's something weird going on. I can't answer that. This is gonna have to be I don't know. This is not normal.
Note it later and let me know.
I will. I'll text you once, or I'll I'll DM you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as far as achieving like your goals for fitness in the future, I mean, you got your online program, you got your personalized programs, your Instagram's taken off. You got some pretty cool celebrity client lists out there. If you want to shout out one particular that really puts in the work, you can.
I'll that.
All right. What's the future look like for you in terms of this whole health and fitness thing? There's a lot of people that do it. What do you want out of it? Like, where do you want to be with it?
Jane Fonda. She's my idol for a reason. I have some stuff in the works right now that I am excited about, and we'll see where they go.
And where it goes?
Yeah, and where it goes.
I'm not gonna ask for the secrets or the the tea. Don't give you the tea. Just
I think the more, which is what I love about my online program, is the more people I reach, the more people I can help. And the more lives that are changed. And I truly believe that is a huge goal of mine. And obviously, the more socials grow, the more people you can reach.
Absolutely. And, with Instagram, it's just I think you could grow Instagram pretty well as well in a fast way. And compared to YouTube, for example, that one's difficult. I've personally tried both but you could get I've gotten a lot of guests, including you, just off Instagram. I don't think I could have reached out through YouTube, or they could. What do you eat, Jenna? You mentioned you meal prep. What do you eat? Like if someone's taking you out to dinner, are you hoping for Katsuya, or is that like not a trendy restaurant anymore?
No, Katsuya, the one in the Valley. I'm like obsessed with that. Gosh, so good. Well, it's izakaya technically. But yeah,
it is it's a high-end restaurant.
No, actually, the original one is very casual. The food is just phenomenal. I very much so like choose my meals around protein, and then have a normally like a grain of some sort, or a potato base, something in that level of starch.
Are you eating meats or no meats?
I do. I really believe it's the source of the meat, not so much the meat itself.
Like a good butcher or something organic, so to speak.
Grass-fed, free range, yeah.
Okay, very good. And your clients, when you prep meals for them, obviously it depends on the person, excuse me.
I can't expect my clients to eat how I eat. Do I bring awareness in of these certain foods, such as like excess sugar and processed carbs, lead to more inflammation, generally speaking, less success of reaching your goals? Absolutely. Even with a lot of dairy products as well.
Do you have dairy or no?
I don't do a lot of dairy, no, but I do believe that like dairy products are good if you're doing them raw and actually whole based, which 99% of dairy isn't. You know, cheeses aren't that. You know, the milks that we're drinking aren't.
It's not straight from the cow. So everything, unfortunately, is processed.
It goes back to like where the source of your product's coming from. My clients to eat how I eat fully, because it is a lifestyle. But I do try to guide them the best I can.
Let me ask you a question. What about sugar? Sugar, something that's a big no-no.
So bad.
Oh, bad.
I'm not sitting here saying I never have sugar. That would be a lie. I'm human. But I did do a 90-day no sugar challenge. Wild. It was wild. And it was so hard in the beginning. I had crazy crashes. I had headaches.
Wow.
And then what was really cool is I just remember so specifically. So I was going to do 30 days first. And I was like, oh, I got this. And I went as crazy as going for a full 90 days. And then when I hit the 90 days, I was like, all right, everybody, we're going out. We're celebrating. I'm ordering the double chocolate cake. We went to this restaurant in LA and I got it and I took a bite and I was like, this is so nasty.
Disgusting, right? Because it's just so not used to it.
The fruit off the chocolate cake. And I will say the beauty in doing that is it like forever shifted my mindset of processed food and sugars. Like it really did.
Yeah, I tend to I try to cut it out too. It's addicting. Sugar's addicting. It's crazy. And
Only addicting.
And did you have withdrawals in that first 30 days? Like
Massive withdrawals.
really?
Massive.
Yeah.
Swings. Yeah. All of it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's real.
What about your coffee? Is it all black or is it?
What is is it Adam Sandler when he's like foosball the devil?
I remember. he's one of the best actors. He has some of the best movies.
So good.
He's
good.
He's just always coming out with stuff, and it's all watchable. I just love all. I even love his Zohan movie.
Oh yeah.
Where he was a hairdresser. Oh my God, he was like,
Yeah.
It was like
Sandler,
he's just great.
Gift to this world.
He
that
is a
man.
gift to the world. You're right. You're right. He's a gift.
There's so much discrepancy over it, and it's okay. I can say it. I like putting oat milk in my cream in my coffee. You know, because there's so many seed oils and all this stuff that's been put in lectin, all this stuff that's been put into. So again, it goes back to the source and what oat milk you are drinking. I would say Califia is like pretty good. Milk, M-A-L-K, is a really good one. I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, so please don't think that's why I'm saying these. And then there's other ones that are even higher that you can go get at the store. But I would say milk is probably most people you can find anywhere, at least in LA.
Instagram's so funny. There's like this thing. One video you see, it's like oat milk is horrible for you. Next thing is like oat milk is great for you. I was like, I just don't know what to believe anymore.
It's tough to know what to believe. Much information out there.
And with AI, it's going to get worse. There's going to be like pictures that are generated. You don't even know what it's like, is it real? Is it not real?
Wild West again out here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I don't know. Maybe there'll be AI podcasts. I won't even have a thing to do.
Wow.
You don't know. They might talk to each other. I'll figure something. I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to think of something for me to do later when AI takes over. Jenna, I have a question. What's a myth in fitness that you want to debunk right away? Because is there a myth in fitness?
And there's so many.
Oh, okay. Let's cover some of them.
Gosh, one of my favorites is like targeted fat loss, like spot reduction. Like, look, girls are obsessed with doing abs, obsessed. And they think by actually doing abs that you're going to burn the fat right on your abs. Your body metabolizes everywhere. When you exercise a body part, you are toning that part, right? But you're not actually just burning the fat right there. That's one of the biggest myths that I always love sharing and putting out there. Another one, people obsess over cardio. You will actually see better results by weightlifting than just doing cardio.
What would you incorporate? There's like some popular, like male, obviously I follow more male fitness people, but you're my favorite female one, so as far as
take that and replay that one moment.
we're gonna if this ever gets big, you can just
my gratitude list. Yeah.
I'll say it over and over. I'll edit it for you, like a song that's stuck in our head. Like I'll play a song 1,000 times. I don't know what's wrong with me until the next song comes out. People are like, why did we keep hearing this for 8 hours? I'm like, hey, chill out. I'm enjoying it.
That's great.
No, but like there's like Paul Schuyler Fitness. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like this strong guy. And he, instead of doing cardio, he'll do, with weights and squats and so forth. And that's kind of his workout. And he gets his cardio in from that. That's what you're kind of referring to versus just doing straight cardio?
100%. If you are lifting and you really are pushing yourself, and look, whether you're doing powerlifting and you're hitting 4 reps, or you're focusing more on hypertrophy, which is more around 15 reps. And no matter what your muscle is going to get to that fatigue state, an elevated heart rate when you're doing cardio, but your heart rate will be up.
Still be up burning. Let me ask you another question. You mentioned, obviously, earlier in the podcast, you were on the Vanderpump Rules, which was a very popular show. What do you watch nowadays?
Oh my gosh. You know what I'm watching right now? The Summer I Turned Pretty.
What is that? What is this?
It's on Prime and it's real good.
Is it like it's not a reality show, it's a show?
I don't really watch reality.
Oh, okay. TV. So you don't watch reality TV. You were like, hey, this is
Ozark. I watch White Lotus.
White Lotus is so good. I watch Ozark.
All over the place. A girl loves a good show.
When you watched White Lotus, did you feel like you were on vacation as well? I had that feeling. It was a really weird feeling.
Yeah, they did a really good job of embodying like what a trip feels like, what a vacation feels like. They did a really good job at it.
Let me ask you, have you been on vacation since you watched White Lotus?
Actually just got back from Tahiti.
Ooh. Were you kind of like, I wonder what these people are, or those people?
Actually, because I was where I was and it was such a small resort, without question, I had that thought a few times.
Any juicy
swimming below me? I was like, ooh, yeah.
Anything juicy happened on vacation you care to share? Was it just fun and calm, or? It
was with my mom. It was very small. Although mom has a good time. Let's not be fooled here, all right, guys?
You know what? Dating advice I always say: if I always look at the mom. If the mom can have fun at an older age, that is a catch, because
my mom is cooler than I am. Yeah. So whatever that means.
That means a lot to her. Hopefully, she watches this podcast. You might put her. Listen, do you owe her anything? Is this why you're saying it, or or is she just all right? We're gonna get her on.
It's the truth.
We're gonna get your mom on the podcast one day, and we're gonna see what the secret.
We're having a glass of wine. You know what I mean? Not my coffee.
Just gonna say, what the hell are we talking about?
No, why am I here?
Yeah, why am I here? But let's toast. I'll have a glass of wine with her. Screw it. We'll do a podcast with 2 glasses of wine. During COVID, I just did face wine with people. I was like, hey, we're doing face wine at 8 p.m. or whatever. And it was fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, that's it. All right. Well, Jenna, I appreciate you coming on and just sharing stuff and listening to me talk about self-love, which I can't believe I said.
Great.
Yeah, definitely. We'll link all your stuff below. Guys, check out Jenna's Instagram. Check out some of her plans. Her Instagram is Miss Jenna Willis, MS, and her name. And we'll link it below, obviously. Not only was she a Division I volleyball player. How tall are you, Jenna? Oh, we can't ask that. Huh?
5'3". It's okay.
5'3". Wow, that's impressive for volleyball. That's really good.
Yeah, tiniest in the nation.
That's an achievement of itself, actually.
Thank you.
So now a celebrity fitness trainer. She's also a lifestyle coach or a personal coach, and she's gonna work on me to overcome my fears. And there's quite a lot. And she may even prep me for a meal plan to lower 3 pounds by Saturday. So whatever advice you got, send it over. Thank you, Jenna, for coming on. I always ask this. I always do this. I'm sorry. I always forget, and then I throw this question out after, and it's not the best thing to do in the flow of things. But if you could go back in time and give yourself a piece of advice, any point in time, monumental time, whatever, what piece of advice would that be? Like a time machine kind of thing.
Wow.
Got deep all of a sudden.
Take care of yourself.
Did you not take care of yourself when you were younger as much? Or what is that why you would say it?
No, I think it's just easy to forget and get caught up in the races and other people's thoughts and feelings. And I think we can forget to take care of ourselves.
I love that. It's deep. It's deeper than we both know. I mean, we're not going to get too much into it.
But I'm serious enough here today, guys. It's okay.
And to all the people that Jenna trains, I apologize if I said the name wrong. Don't send a hitman out against me or anything. And Jenna, just really thankful for you to come on. If you ever want to come back on, you're welcome. If you're ever in the Bay Area, hit me up. And just as long as you don't make me do burpees or anything, we could have a glass of wine. Bring your mom, because she sounds like a party person, and that's the type of people I love. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.